Hi, everybody. It's me again, Wendy Holmquist, your instructor for Psychology 9, Developmental Psychology. I am making this video to go over our writing assignment with you. I apologize for the lighting. I kind of look a little rough. I didn't really sleep much. Anyway, the lighting is poor. I'll try to fix that for our future videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start a screen share, and I'm going to show you what our writing assignments will look like. We have 3 of them, and they will all be the same format. Basically, you're going to watch a movie, and then you're going to select a character from the movie, and then you're going to do the paper about that character. So with that being said, let me do a screen share so that we can get on to our assignment. Here we go. Okay, so here is a basic example of what our assignment looks like. So this is you would have, it's called a case study. So this example is of Bart Simpson. So here we have Bart Simpson. Going to talk in the first paragraph about socioeconomic status and any other pertinent details about the character. So for Bart Simpson is about 8 to 10 years old. He lives with his parents, Homer and Marge. He has 2 younger sisters, Lisa and Maggie. Their family appears to be middle class and stable. Homer enjoys a job at the nuclear power plant, and Marge is a stay-at-home mom. The family lives in a mid-sized city in the United States. Bart is consistently rebellious and struggles with behavior and performance at school. So the paper will have 4 basic components. We have our introduction to that character. Then we're going to talk about 2 physical development topics. So you will pick 2 topics from the physical development chapter that you're going to apply to that character. You will also pick 2 topics that have to do with cognitive development and relate that to the character. And then you will also select 2 topics that have to do with socio-emotional development. And then you write about those 2 topics, relating them to your character. For example, Bart is 8 to 10 years old. Sorry. He lives with his parents. Oh, I'm going to pause for just a second and get a drink. Wow, I can't find the pause on this, so you're just going to have to suffer with me here. Let me get a drink. Okay, because I'm not even going to bother to go back and edit this. We're just running with what we have. Okay, so for physical development, the 2 things that were chosen for Bart Simpson by this student were, let's see, the first one, the gross motor skills. So physical abilities that involve large muscle movements such as running and jumping, and they gave the page number. For our paper, we're going to be giving the learning objective instead of the page number because we're doing it online and the online book does not have the page numbers. So this would say something like, let me edit it for you right now. This would say something like, there we go. Instead of page 144, it would say LO 4.5, because as you're reading, you will go through different learning objectives and the online text will be giving you that information. I mean, you can look through and say, oh, this is in section learning objective 4.2 or whatever. You give a definition of what it is as though you're talking to somebody who doesn't know anything about psychology or the topics that we're talking about. You have to give a clear definition. You can, if you want, quote the book's definition or another source. If you quote the book and their definition, you put it and then you're going to reference it here, okay? If you use another source, you'll have to reference that source. You should not need outside sources to do this. This is designed to just be done with your book. So Bart shows very sophisticated gross motor skills. He frequently rides a skateboard around town, which requires the use of large muscles in the body. Gross motor skills increase throughout childhood. Kids are often clumsy in early childhood, but get more and more precise and swift as they get older. By Bart's age 8 to 10, they should be using complex movements. In addition, the fact that Bart is a boy could have played a role in his ability. Boys often have more advanced gross motor skills during childhood, so Bart's skills fit the pattern. So basically what you're doing is you're going to give me a definition of whatever concept you're going to relate to your character. In this case, it was gross motor skills. Then you're going to make sure to clearly define it. Tell me where you found that in the book. And then you are going to talk about it. You're going to say, you know, you're going to give an example with your character, tell us how he's demonstrating those skills, and make sure that you can show a clear understanding of that topic. So from this paragraph, I can see that this student understands this very clearly. The second one they chose for physical development is obesity. Okay, and you see that here what we did, the student labeled this particular section, and that is what I would like you to do. I would like you to label the section and put the two concepts you're going to talk about. Gross motor skills, that was the first paragraph. Obesity, that's the second paragraph. That way when I look here, I know exactly what you're talking about and I can go evaluate it. A major health concern during childhood is obesity, which occurs when a child has a body mass index at or above the 95th percentile compared to the US norms established for children in the 70s. And then it gives me the page number. Once again, this will be a learning objective instead of a page number. Because Bart is so active with the skateboard and other physical activities, he is less likely to gain weight or become obese. That's a good thing because obesity is linked to physical and emotional risk. So you're going to be doing this with your three topics. You're going to make a nice heading, physical development, gross motor skills, obesity, whatever two topics you choose. And then you're going to give me a paragraph about each of them. And that's all there is to it, to this paper. So what I have provided for you is a detailed overview of this assignment. I think that's especially important now that we are doing this all online. So this is the overview. I basically told you all that stuff. It's going to be 1 to 2 pages. It's not going to be any longer than that. I mean, if you want to talk a lot, you can. I'm not going to stop you, but it's not going to really change your grade. As long as you can clearly and concisely tell me about the concepts and link them firmly to your character. So the basic outline is here. You're going to talk about the information, lifespan, development, age, socioeconomic status, culture, family situation. So this is paragraph 1. That first paragraph where we were talking about Bart's parents, what social class we think they're in, all of that goes in that first paragraph. And this is details about your first paragraph. It's a brief profile of the person. Sometimes you're just going to have to observe and make these judgments because you may not be able to tell for sure what socioeconomic class your character comes from. You're just going to make your best guess based on the information that you have in your observations. The second section, you're going to do the 2 topics related to physical development, link those to your character from the movie. And the third section is going to be the cognitive development section. The fourth section is socio-emotional development. So here is more details about it. You guys can go ahead and read it through. I'm not going to make you turn it in software, at least for the first one. The later ones I may end up doing that, but for now the first paper is just going to be submitted on Canvas as is. This is just talking about some details to make it a little more clear to you. And then here I have provided a rubric for you. The rubric for this particular assignment for your papers, for the 3 papers, it's very clearly laid out. So I will use this rubric when I score your case study. Notice that every point is accounted for. If you want to know how to earn a perfect score, simply fulfill all the requirements of this rubric. The maximum points for each category add up to 60, which is the maximum score you can get on this assignment. So if you just follow the directions, take a look at this rubric, you should be able to get a 60. So the introduction paragraph, a thorough description of the character you are analyzing, including information that is developmentally relevant. So age, family situation, socioeconomic status, culture, nationality, occupation, significant relationships. You can put all that in. Once again, some of this you may have to infer. And if you have all of those things, you'll get 6 points for that. 4 points if you're leaving some stuff out, 2 points if you're just really not putting much in there, and 0 points for that section if it's missing. So your introduction has a total of 6 points that you can get. For each course concept, you can get 8 points. In other words, for the physical development, when we looked at gross motor skills for the example with Bart Simpson's, the gross motor skills, you can get up to 8 points. And then for the obesity portion, you can get up to 8 points. So 8 points would be accurate application and definition of the selected concept, evidence of a deep and meaningful knowledge about the concept, explicit connections between the events from the documentary and the selected topic. So your character has to be strong to your topics, okay? So that's going to be like 8 points, the total of 16 points per section. So you have your, you have your 3 different sections you do plus your intro. So writing and logic, basically, this is the part where you can get up to 6 points that are saying that you have the clear organization. In other words, you formatted that paper like the example. You have those headings, you're telling me right in that heading what 2 topics you're looking at or concepts you're looking at, and you follow all formatting requirements. It's been edited, free of spelling and grammar errors. I'm not really gonna tear you up on this part, but at least have reasonable spelling and reasonable grammar. There is spell check, so we should be able to get our spelling right. I don't always spell great, especially when we're doing live lectures. You'll see me like crossing it out, and it's like, whatever, you know what it is, let's just go with it. So I'm not gonna beat you up over it. I just want you to do your best. And then it breaks down to, you know, a maximum of 6 points, and then depending on what is missing, you can have no points if you don't even do it. So there's the sample case study. So basically, once again, there will be 3 of these. The first one is going to be completed after you get through the toddlerhood chapter. So that toddlerhood, that week that you're doing toddlerhood is going to be a little bit busy. That's chapter 5, I think. So that'll be like our 6th week or something. So you'll have the movie to view that week and this case study to do. I will provide a notes page also so that you can take notes about your character, because you want to kind of take some notes so you can see, oh, that was a cognitive thing that he did. That was a physical thing that he did. Oh, that was having to do with his social or emotional issues. And then you can take notes on that. So I will provide one for each of the case studies for each of the movies. So you can just print it out and use it if you want to, or use it on your computer if you want to. Okay, well, I sure miss talking to live students, but we'll get the hang of this. Thank you for your time and your patience, and good luck. Please don't forget to email me anytime you have a question or concern about things. Thank you, and I hope you have a lovely day.